Months now, WESH 2 Investigates has been looking into danger overhead, frightening episodes of sunroofs suddenly exploding or shattering. Documents reveal the problem is happening by the thousands to drivers. And now, as WESH 2 investigative reporter Greg Fox reveals, some of them are taking legal action.
And then, of course, I heard a big boom. An explosion.
That's what James Brown remembers April 28th while he was driving on the 429 in Winter Garden.
I could have crashed, I could have been hurt because of the fact being traffic was merging and anything could have happened at that point.
James wasn't sure what the noise was, so he wanted to check out his car. He pulled over and the first thing he did was check his tires, but they looked fine.
I was on that side, I looked up and I saw this. All of that is lifted up. Part of it has lifted up. That side is higher than this side.
Hundreds of small shards of glass next to a handful of cracks and holes in his panoramic sunroof that had suddenly shattered. He wonders if he hadn't had the sunshade closed, if the glass would have shot into his face and eyes. Shaken and curious about what happened, his wife searched the internet and found some of our previous WESH 2 Investigates reports on Florida drivers with similar stories. Roofs blowing apart, sharp glass raining down on their heads.
She said that you had done a report back in February or sometime, and I said, really? And so that's when I started texting you.
A local dealer told him he'd never heard of something like this. But Ford Motor Company sure has. It's being sued in a class action lawsuit citing 16 models going back to 2007. The lawsuit alleges Ford had knowledge of inherent defects. The complaint includes Brown's model, the Lincoln MKT. And there's more. In 2014, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, opened a 7-year investigation, not just of Ford, ordering the biggest automakers to provide information on unexpected sunroof shatter incidents. Between 2006 and 2016, 13 vehicle manufacturers reported that 97 models of cars, trucks, and SUVs generated 4,000 complaints of cracks, holes, and blowouts. But this document obtained by WESH 2 Investigates reveals NHTSA closed the case last year, writing, a safety-related defect trend has not been identified, and no crashes and only a few moderate or greater injuries were reported.
It's only a matter of time before someone does die.
Michael Brooks is with the Center for Auto Safety. He praises manufacturers that are switching to laminated sunroof glass, like the kind used in windshields that crack instead of breaking into small pieces. But he says it's disappointing that the government is not mandating those changes for your safety.
I think we want to get to the bottom of why this is happening so that we can ensure that we're installing, the least troublesome and the safest glass on vehicles possible.
Ford declined an interview, but told us the safety of our clients is important to Lincoln. While we are unable to comment on any pending litigation, the MKT panoramic roof meets all motor vehicle safety standards. Brown's insurance company is replacing the sunroof, but he has to pay a $950 deductible. He thinks Ford should cover it.
And yes, I think they should pay for this.
Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.
If your sunroof shatters, you should reach out immediately to the manufacturer and file a complaint with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration because that information can lead to safety recalls. And if you have something that you would like Greg Fox to look into, you can contact him and the rest of our investigative team by emailing investigates@wesh.com.